If you're suffering from cervicogenic headaches and cervicogenic dizziness and headaches that come from a problem in the upper neck, stop trying to solve this long-term issue with neck stretches. Neck stretches are trying to address the tightness of the neck, but the real problem is the stability in the cervical spine. In today's video, I'm going to show you why stretching is not a great long-term benefit, and I'm going to give you 3 of my best exercises to start giving you immediate relief. Let's dive in right now. Well, welcome back to another episode of Physio Tips on Mauro. I'm your host, Mauro Burnett. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a board-certified orthopedic specialist in physical therapy and the owner of Australian Physiotherapy Specialists located here in Jacksonville, Florida. For today's episode, I'm excited to talk about cervicogenic headaches and cervicogenic dizziness. Over my 24-year career, I've been able to help thousands of patients successfully get over these disorders. One of the things that I'm passionate about is getting the right exercises to the right patients. Stretching, highly popular. We see it all over the internet. It's very popular in physio centers all over the world. Matter of fact, if you type in neck pain relief exercises in a YouTube search, you're going to get thousands of videos of stretching your neck. Yoga instructors, physios, chiropractors, all showing you these tons and tons of neck stretches. But what if I told you that long-term evidence for neck stretching is very poor? As a matter of fact, I'm going to go over 4 reasons why stretching your neck is not the best strategy for cervicogenic dizziness. Let's look at reason number 1. Before I dive into the 4 main reasons why stretching is not a great long-term strategy for cervicogenic dizziness and headaches, I need to talk just a second about neck stability. This will make it all tie in and make sense. We have muscles in the back of the neck, muscles in the front of the neck, muscles on the side of the neck, and when they activate in the appropriate way, it helps to hold the head up nice and stable. We know from study after study, when your neck's been sore for a while, it weakens those stability muscles. And now what happens, we start to get a small wobbling at the vertebral segments. That's going to prematurely break down your discs, your cartilage. It could lead to early arthritis. That's going to cause bone spurs. Now we've got pain that could either go up into the head and give you a headache or make you dizzy. Or if it's in the lower neck, it could cause your arms to tingle, to go numb, and to get really achy. So when your neck is tight, that's usually a sign that those stability muscles aren't working appropriately. That the tightness that people want to stretch, that's a symptom. It's not the problem. That's the big take-home message. So reason number 1, while stretching alone isn't a great long-term fix, because it's addressing the symptoms, but it's not addressing the root cause. It's not going to help your stability, and it's not going to help your posture. Reason number 2, if you sit with poor posture, your head is forward, this is going to create a lot of extra tension on the back of the neck. One expert said for every inch that your head is forward, that's 10 extra pounds of stress for the neck. So the muscles in the back of the neck could be working 4 times harder than they should be. Number 3, studies looking at stretching for neck pain relief have found that the relief that you get sometimes are very short-lived, and within an hour or so, you've lost all the gains from 20 minutes of stretching. Finally, our 4th reason why stretching is not a great long-term strategy for cervicogenic headaches and dizziness is that if you have a flared-up disc, or maybe you have a pinched nerve in the neck, and you're pulling the neck over and you're doing these stretches that you learned on maybe from a yoga instructor or from a physio, this could easily flare up these disc problems, flare up a sore, irritated joint, and make your symptoms a ton worse. So stretching for the wrong person at the wrong time is a great way to flare up your neck and actually cause your problems to get worse instead of better. Okay, now that I've made my case on why stretching for long-term problems like cervicogenic headaches and cervicogenic dizziness is just not specific enough to address these intricate problems, let's now look at 3 exercises that have been research proven to help decrease neck pain, decrease headaches, decrease dizziness, and help in the long run. The first thing that I want to mention is a posture correction exercise. Deb Falla was a researcher that published many articles on neck disorders, and she found that when you went into a tall posture and you got your neck in a nice neutral position, especially when a physio coached you the way I'm going to coach you, it was a great tool to activate the deep neck flexors in the neck. Chronic neck disorders always accompany weakness in the neck flexors. The neck flexors are super crucial to stabilize your neck, prevent shear forces, and help stop the degradation of our spine, right? So let's look at this posture correction exercise. It starts with, if I'm sitting with a poor posture, step one is I grow tall from a slumped posture until I feel my pelvis is nice and neutral. If I do too much, I could hyperextend my back, so that's no good. And we can clearly find a position that's obviously too far flexed. So you grow tall. You can even take your thumb and kind of press the bottom vertebra in your back. Find yourself to a nice neutral position. And then once you're in the nice neutral position, you're going to bring your chin to where your chin is level. When your chin is level, these deep muscles in the front are starting to switch on. Okay. Once you get, a great way to think of this is grow tall from the slumped posture, and you can think of gently lengthening the back of the neck just a millimeter or two to bring you to the level posture. I'll show you from the side. Chin's forward, bad posture, tall through the lower back. I gently go tall through the back of my head, and now I'm in a nice neutral position. This is going to turn on your deep neck flexors, and the extensor muscles are working in tandem now to give you better stability. You hold that for 10 seconds, and then you relax. You could do this as a formal exercise, 5 or 10 reps. Not a bad strategy, and you could easily do this twice a day. However, another great way to do this is you can blend this into your workday. Every 15 minutes that you're in front of your computer, take 10 seconds. Grow tall out of a slumped posture, bring your chin to level, relax your shoulders, and hold that for 10 seconds. Give it a try. I think you're going to like it. Now let's look at exercise number 2. Exercise number 2 is going to be a shoulder blade or scapula retraction exercise, but I'm going to show you a nice twist on it. We talked earlier about the stability of the neck, the muscles in the back and the muscles in the front working together simultaneously to bring order to the spine. We're going to do a similar strategy for the shoulder blades. For this exercise, we're going to activate a couple muscles that push forward and muscles that pull back at the same time to create a dynamic stability moment for your shoulders. This is a great exercise to relieve tension at your upper shoulders and can give immediate improvement in range of motion and immediate decrease in pain. So let's look at a couple details. One detail is I'm going to take the palms of my hands and I'm going to place my hand right on my lap, maybe the upper third of my thigh. I'm going to relax my traps so that they're not up, right? Because we want the upper traps to relax. So I relax the traps, have my hands slightly pressing into my thighs, and then I'm going to very gently bring the shoulder blades back across my chest wall towards the center of my spine. This is a very subtle exercise. You don't need to do this in a strong manner. Hold it for 6 to 10 seconds and relax. Gently press down into my lap, relax my shoulders, and bring the shoulder blades back very slightly. Hold it for 6 to 10 seconds and relax. Show you one more angle. Relax my shoulders, gently bring them back. It needs to be at least a 6-second hold. It could be all the way up to a 10-second hold. And you build up to maybe 10 reps. Now let's look at our third exercise. This exercise is going to be a great exercise for strengthening the muscles in the back of the neck. I'm going to go over to a table. I'll show you that right now. For our third exercise, we're going to get in a hands and knees position, and we're going to do an exercise to improve the strength of the cervical extensors, those powerful muscles that help to keep the head stable and neutral and not drooping forward. Okay, I'm going to start by gently curling my chin in and looking down towards my knees, almost as if there was a newspaper here, and then I carefully uncurl my neck and come back up to neutral. It's important, this curling action. You curl in, you look down, and you slowly come back up. Notice that I'm not holding for any length of time once it's down. I come down, and I come back up. Another pro tip for this exercise is if I'm too relaxed, my mid-back sags between my shoulder blades. So what you want to do is gently press through the heel of your hands so that you're strong through the shoulders. This is going to help activate a very important muscle called the serratus anterior. Now I look down and then I slowly come back up. You want to work to where you could get maybe 3 sets of 10, maybe 4 sets of 10. Eventually, you might find this gets easier, and you might even try adding like a small bicycle helmet to the head that might give you an extra pound of resistance. Make sure it's dizzy free, make sure it's pain free. Only advance when the earlier exercises get easy. And I'm going to show you guys one more bonus exercise as well while you're already in the hands and knees position. If I take my eyes and I look to the left, look at this hand, right? And then I rotate to the left. Then I take my eyes, cut to the right, and I rotate to the right. Cut my eyes to the left, look to the left, cut my eyes, look to the right hand, cut to the right hand. So I look first laterally, and then I follow with the head. Look and turn. So we could call this look and follow. Great exercise to work the suboccipital muscles that play a big role in rotation and stability of your upper neck. Same thing. Build up to where you could do 10 reps, maybe eventually 2 sets of 10, maybe 3 sets of 10. Well, that's today's video. Remember, stretching can give you relief in the moment, maybe even for a few minutes, but it's not going to be a great strategy for long-term stability. It's not going to help your posture. It's not going to stop reoccurring injuries. Give the stability exercises a try and drop me a comment and let me know how they work for you. If you have a friend or loved one that has cervicogenic dizziness or headaches, share the video with them. Well, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, right? So you never miss a future video on cervicogenic dizziness and cervicogenic headaches. It's goodbye for now, and we'll see you next time on Physio Tips Tomorrow.